This is Michael Venezia. All right, here we are. Good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader and one of the coaches at TradeView Markets. It's a Friday. It's my worst day of the week. It's July 22nd. All right. We got some questions. I'm going to get right to it, okay? Let's sign into TradeGATEHub. I sign in just like everybody else. It's that easy. The last thing we do here is be hypocritical traders, because some people, they don't practice what they preach, especially a lot of teachers. I do. So I log in just the same as everybody else. That tells you something right there. Okay. Before I get into a lot of questions, and we do have a lot of questions for the usual guys, if anybody that that's just tuning in or not familiar, also, I digress. Good morning to my 16-year-old nephew, Jack. He's in the room. He listens to his Uncle Michael all the time, and he's in here not only supporting the family, but he wants to learn. So let's applaud my nephew. Maybe he'll be a trader one day. We'll see what happens. Okay, go to the red YouTube channel button. Red YouTube channel. Press the button. Boom. This is obviously being Friday, like I said before. Go to the videos. You know what? Even Job asked a question this morning. I'm sorry if that's the improper name, about maybe being a little bit frustrated. All right. This is a room where you're not going to be short of ideas, and we throw out a lot of financial instruments. Coach is a 40+ year veteran at a high level. He's obviously on here when it comes to commodities or currencies, or actually even macro moves or anything you want. Listen, a person that's been doing this for 40 years has a great foundation across the board for anything. It's almost being like a general practitioner as a doctor. You can do a lot of things, but sometimes you hand it to others when it gets a little bit more specific. So whether it's day trading, swing trading, long-term trading, you have to get a feel for our style, and you also have to articulate what you're about. You know what I mean? If you come to us and you want to learn, and I'm throwing out more advanced ideas than usuals, maybe digress. Say, Mike V, what do you think about this? I think about this long-term, long-term, short-term. As you know, or if you don't know, I handle a couple of accounts. One is a day trading, swing trading account, if you will, and the other is a fund. I'm between styles too, to a degree. Sometimes they crisscross. Sometimes they even they do crisscross, for lack of a better term, because sometimes they could be hedged in one account and long in another account. So I'm trying to take money from from a lot of different places, and once again, successfully at a high level. So I'm not, it's not new to me. And these are questions of a 20+ year teaching career, yet again, at a high level, that I haven't heard before. And I usually have the answers to it. And it may not be all the correct, right answers you want to hear, but it's a major high frame of reference for you to go off on your own and go from there. So go through the YouTube channel. You know what? It starts on Monday. It ends on Friday, whether you want to call it a short story on a week or a longer story going back a month or so. It's all there for you in the back to go for, but we'll go forward and go ahead. All right. So let's get into here. Yes, I use EW for more long hold your position. Okay. Day trading is hard work, Jova. And if you're not in the room every day, it's not necessarily for you. You know what I mean? If you want to tune in and just come with you want to make money, pull money out of the markets on a daily basis, I'll give you the routine. And we do give you the routine. Go to stocks like here that I post all the time, bar chart. Go to stocks, go to range change. Okay. These are advances. These stocks have huge range on the day and huge percentage. So you want to trade this, there you go, PGY. You want to be a day trader, you punch up PGY, and but coincidentally, that's just to give you an example. This is not a pat on the back, but I'm aware of what the hot stock is on the day. If you're a day trader, that's it. Obviously, I'm aware of what's going on swing trading. If you like that, I'm going to give you that as well. So it's my job to, I've been doing this every day with, passionately. So it's my job to convey whatever it may be. I'm a fisherman. You want to go catch a couple of fluke, we'll go a mile outshore. You want to catch sharks, we'll go 5 miles outshore. You want to be catch crab, we'll go to what do they call it thing? The Bering Strait, or the Sea of, I don't know that show, whatever. My nephew would know it. All right. So PGY, if you're active, look, has good volume. Another one, TBLT. Let's go to TBLT. And I'm going to use this example as day trading. Here's the chart on TBLT, new share. No surprise here. The stock's been trading 40 million a day. It's gone from 2 to 7. Trade it if you're an active trader. I don't know which way, but there's your style. Let's go back again. So knowing what your style is knowing what to look for. If you're an active trader, go to here, sentiment trader. I'm going to go to that again for Gerard and Jova. Okay, thank you, Mike. Hold on a second. We're not done yet, guys. All right, so go through the routine for the day, and I'm going to go back to the questions. Pause, coach. All right. You know the reason at 10 o'clock every day Thursday S&P is rising? I'm not sure about that. Maybe it's just a weekly pattern, Gerard. Do you know the reason 10 o'clock? Do some sort of algo or back testing to see if that's true. Okay. Very good communication. Okay. I give you I think the one thing that has been pretty consistent, it's not to the dollar, to the penny, to the decimal, whatever you want to call it, but our plans do, I mean, our levels and our plans hold. And I'm not throwing a dart here. It's, I get it from a compilation of what I think people are looking for, and I come to it myself. Okay, short-term sentiment. Now, this is not why excuse me, this is not why we're completely in the red zone. When the technology stocks were strong, okay, this is where we came in yesterday was right here. We were overbought. And that's because the tech stock, Shopify, everything else was up here. But weren't the oils down $2 or $3 each yesterday? So the sentiment kind of is even. It balances itself out. So let me use a drinking philosophy. Even if, suppose you've been drinking for 12 hours, but you've been drinking a glass of water here and there, and then you have a pint and you drink a glass of water, maybe you take a break, you do a shot, and you have an aspirin, and you do it for 12 hours. And you know what? It kind of, even though you're buzzed on 12 hours, it's even keel because you're doing positive and negative things. But if for example, the oils weren't weak yesterday and they were, I mean, that would be you like on a 12-hour drinking binge without even drinking water, then you have nothing to balance it out. You do it correct. So let me punch something up here, and I hope you get the sentiment situation. Is Exxon? I believe they were weak yesterday. I wasn't here for much of the close, but there were negative pockets in the market yesterday, and that's why the sentiment stayed where it was. Now today, you could see some of these stocks getting a little bit tired. For example, a TTD, Snap had bad news. I'll give you another example. Schlumberger had nice move, and it's moving up like that. But you know what? If the market was not tired, ExxonMobil would be up 3. How about Halliburton? I think Halliburton's even negative today. Yeah, Halliburton's negative. So if we weren't a little bit over, hold on. If we weren't a little extended on the indices, a day when if this happened 2 or 3 days ago and Schlumberger was up $2.50, Halliburton would follow suit. So that gives you a little, like I said, you have to kind of read between what's going on here. The market may be a little bit tired for that respect. I'm not saying it's yet to be determined if it's a buy on a pullback or a short or a top. I'm not calling a top. I'm not calling either. I'm not sure yet. All right. So credit swaps, like you said, do your own research. JP Morgan. If anybody's been on here for any bit of time, Kalanovic has been the hottest guy out there on JP Morgan, not some little firm. Get to know him. And this is what I also did with Joe, overbought. You'll see the VIX. All right, it's getting there. It's getting to the point where this lines up with overbought. So if we're a little bit overbought and the VIX is getting, a little down there, there's either rotation or profit taking. It depends on the stock. It depends on the chart. Obviously, they're selling, they're taking losses in Snap. That's not profit taking because it's hitting near lows. NASDAQ 100. Okay, so they ripped them in the morning. Who's going to really start taking positions if you know where we're coming from this morning with the NASDAQ? You know what I mean? S&P future sentiment was not as high as the NASDAQ. And why is that? That'll give also my example about the sentiment. Of course, the oils were weak yesterday. So if the NASDAQ sentiment was so over there and the S&P isn't that much there yet. So I hope I'm articulating this well. You'll get it in time. Think about it a little bit. It's not that hard. Listen, this has been like this for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I don't know what's going on here, but they're rallying him. And, I don't know if this is an antiquated or an obsolete indicator, but everybody uses it. And whatever. Today's focus, we give you the game plan. Credit Suisse fear barometer, that's a new one out there. But you know what? You correlate the charts. Everybody's fearful. When everybody was fearful down here, boom. When they're fearful here, boom. Same thing. It might be rolling up. Yet to be determined. AXP had good numbers. But you know what? FAS is down. If the market was bullish, AXP seems to be an isolated situation. As a matter of fact, I look at AXP here and I wanted to short it, but you can't catch everything. AXP went negative. So AXP went from 161 to 166, and Citibank, I believe, carried through the whole bank. Where's the big daddy? Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs coming right up to the 200 day. Maybe like that Lennar trade. When I saw Lennar go up, it had no volume. Lennar went up this morning to the 200 day to the T, 85.78. I hope I'm showing the chart again. Yeah. With no volume. Was today. Boom. Oh, here it is. Duh. Went up, that was it. And I was a little early. I think I shorted above the 85. I like to do a lot of, the bigger the stock, the more I like to do option trades. So 85 is a good whole number for Lennar. I think I shorted 85.32, 85.24. The high was 85.61. I wasn't going to lay into it, but listen, I don't mind being an average of stock going 80, this average from 85.24 to 82.75. What is that? $2 and $3, $2.5, whatever it is. That's a big trade, freaking 5 minutes. It's a good number. You have to be honed in on it. You can't catch them all. But I have queries that say up against a 200-day with no volume. So I know what, I know my style, and I know that I set my query saying up high on zero volume with no, with big range. Then I'm keeping my eye on it. Maybe I'll short a couple of thousand. Doesn't mean I'm going to go all in, as Lewis would say. But I'm here to take money out. I don't think Lennar is going to go back down to here's Lennar again. Here's today's chart on Lennar again. I don't know. Lennar, does it go back to 78? Whatever. But you know what I mean? I'm not that type of. That's why I took it off at 83, because that's bar here. So maybe it goes to 81. Next, whatever. Okay, what else are we doing? It's been a long week, but we're still psyched. We're still going. Upgrades and downgrades, more to set the table. Okay, I gave you upsides, and these were moving in the morning. So I saw Slav up, I saw AXP up, I saw Snap was down. STX, I told you that's going to affect Western digital disk drive makers. Gee, you know that. Verizon, Lewis said he's got his eye on it. No, you know what, Lewis? I'm not going to beat you up about, I'm past the stage of beating you up about buying things down like that. It was a good trade on V, but you're where the action is. You know what? So if you want to buy VZ and it doesn't bounce, maybe the next time you'll say this thing did not bounce. Maybe you'll flip it, but at least you're where the active trades are, and I applaud that. Let me look at VZ. Tell them what we all said on Tuesday. Coach, you said that it was going to be a V-shaped move up. You can tell them. You told them. I backed you up on it. Verizon. We go. You know what? We don't have to tell them, Coach. Hold on. Am I on the right thing? Hey, Coach, you're here and not feeling well. Thanks for tuning in. A real champ and a real passionate. All right. They don't have to, Coach. What they can do is go here. Today's Friday. We'll go, what, 4 days ago? You and I talked on Tuesday. Mike V. You go right here. That's what we did. Go to Coaches and I. You'll hear it. You know what I mean? Good call, Coach. Any questions? I'm going to keep going. G. Any questions? Verizon tempted. Thank you, Mike. All right, Verizon. What's Lewis looking at Verizon? What is he looking at? He's right. Now, Verizon, elevator up. So I get it because it's a dividend stock. SPX was 38.24. Coach, I didn't remember what happened yesterday. Here's the SPY, 38.20. Yeah. Well, this is it. You know what? I started taking this is what Coach is talking about for those of you who don't want to learn completely and go to the YouTube one. I started taking off some SPYs right here at the gap. I think it was like 388. And Coach pushed me in and said, you know what? This is going to be a V-shaped. And you know what? It went to another gap and then went to a higher gap, probably 400. Who knows? Still above all the move. It's doing what you want to do. SPX was 28.40. Good call, man. And you know what? That helped us go in what? Amazon? That helped us go in, what were we in? Oh, you forget about Unity Software. It looks better than it was. Amazon, I see good trade, doesn't do it justice. Nutella, a pullback. What's in the fund? I'll look in the fund right now. Shopify, had a nice trade in Shopify. Now it needs the rest. Micron. You know what? Any stocks under the 50, they are still susceptible. They are. Twitter. You know what? I did my research on Twitter, and you look at Snap today in the low, we're going to break 10, and this Twitter would be in the teens if there wasn't anything under it. That wasn't a good number on Twitter. I'm surprised it's as strong as it was. And you never want to buy stocks on a takeover. The last thing you want to do, because there's no foundation. It collapses many, many, many floors. What else are we looking at? I know you're on charts. I'll put a chart on the SPY. No one buying in front of the Fed. Yeah. Well, you know what? We used it as a chance. All our indicators. This B of A indicator was probably one of 4 to 5 that I trust over the years that were just saying the shorts were. And you guys go. I'll even give you another example. Guys are communicating. It's getting hard for me to go back to data because you guys are communicating so much. I appreciate it. Coach posting bullets. S&P daily. That was yesterday. That was yesterday. Day traders are at it again. That's why they pulled back a little bit. But coach called it. Matter of fact, we had a discussion about if it was going to be V-shaped or not. And it's more V-shaped than U-shaped. And I'd rather it be that way. It's yet to be determined. You too, coach. I appreciate that. You know what? I'm sorry about the Tuesday video. You know what? I just some Tuesday go out. I fit so much in. Whatever goes in out of Wednesday and Thursday, Monday and Tuesday kind of go out. And that's why I review everything at the end of the week. You know what I mean? STX down 10%. That's horrible. STX bounced. You could have had the flush in the morning if you were quick. But you know what? Much like Lennar, you had to be focused on it. They flushed STX closed at 83. They shook everybody out at 74. It was down 10. Bounced from 74 to 79. A $5 move on volume. It was thick. So you know what? You can't catch everything, but that was an example. All right, let's wind it down. Joe, any questions? We'll get you right. You just got to know your styles. We'll get you right. You know what I mean? You go, listen, this is TradeGATEHub is a menu. If you know you don't like chicken, you know it's on the menu. It's always there for you. You know what I mean? But if you eat seafood all the time, eat pasta, macaroni, you know, you stick to your lane. You know what you like best. Maybe you like some you go out of your lane with some pasta dishes you wouldn't go to. It goes from there. But you know what? We're a continental situation. Just like we are in TradeGATEHub, we're continental. We give you a lot of instruments. Know yourself. I ask you guys, question this webinar. Gee, yeah, you know what? You can ask questions, Joe. This is where you go. The fiddle at everything right here. Right here. You go to the stock and indices room. You ask all, this is only stuff that I post. No questions, just me. Ask all the questions you want in the stock and indices room. That's where you ask. Because look, I'll go Mike V. It punches up there, but and it punches up in the main room. So anything you want to with stocks, you go to the stock and indices room, or you email me. You want to ask a bunch of questions? At TV markets, don't give it out. I will delete this. No, I'm only kidding. I even spelled markets wrong. Bastard. At tvmarkets.com. I still type with one hand. So that's where you email me. Ask it. Listen, the bottom line is, you know, we're going to ask you questions. A bottom feeder trader. There's nothing waiting for pullbacks. Well, just give me the names. You always, Joe. Give me the name you're looking for pullbacks, and then I'll give my dissertation, if you will, on those pullbacks. Maybe you're in the wrong rotation. Maybe you're in the right rotation. Maybe I'll buy it with you. But when you say I'm buying it on pullbacks, it's like going to a doctor and just say I'm going to exercise. What type of exercise are you going to do? I mean, maybe you're doing push-ups when you should be doing cardio. So I'm just here to give an opinion, you know, a high-level opinion. I'm sure coach as well, but I'm not here to give you two. I'm not here to give you your style. I'm here to shape your style and show you be looking at your style, because I was literally one of the freakiest day traders in the country for like 10 years, literally. And it turned out, you know, it's just like I start out with a gambler, then you become an investor, then, you know, you speculate and become an investor. You know, you could become a day trader, a swing trader, and now I see the bigger picture. And listen, one thing we pride ourselves on, I'm going to be redundant, is answering all your questions. If you're contemplating taking the time to listen, the least I could do, at least why we're here. It's a free site. You know what I mean? It's going to be that way. To get you to be more actively trading and keep your longevity going. For example, another thing is, if I own a bar or a restaurant, I want you to keep coming. I'm not going to keep intoxicating you. I don't know why I'm using all these. I don't even drink, and I'm using all these alcohol. Maybe I'm pent up. I don't know. It is my wife's birthday, so I'm going to have the cocktail or two. So not many. All right, so I'll leave it at that. And I'll leave it with this because it's still trading involved. Coach says you're not going to make your week at 11:30 on a Friday, but we're going to see what's going on. Wise guys, what are they doing? And by the way, you should be on. So here's Kramer. So a spicy recession theory. Incredible to me that Snap can ruin everything when it's a pimple in the vest of some scheme things. He's right. So if Snap did this 3 days ago, the market would have shrugged this off. But I think it's an excuse to take a little bit, some profits. 2 days ago, bad news was good news. Now, reshuffling, but it's the perfect time. I'm going off on tangents, but I talked to one of my mentors yesterday, Flag, you're in here. And I said, what would you really be doing? And I was talking about the long-term fund. Anything that I have now after this run-up is a stock that is going to be a best of breed in stocks that are there's no speculative. I think the most speculative stock I have right now, literally, is Shopify. And why is it speculative? You're in here, Shopify bounced a little. That broke low. It's Shopify, you know what I mean? It's a former best of breed. What else is speculative? So I took I took profits, but I'm going to add, it's yet to be determined. I'm going to add on dips, but I have no speculative stocks in there. Maybe Crocs. I have 20% of his Crocs is considered speculative at this point to me. So that's where I'm sitting in the long term. But let's look what the wise guys are doing. Like I started off this dissertation. Follow who I follow. It's only 59 people. I'll tell you, if anything is ever quality and quantity more than TradeGATEHub, it's my list. Follow them. And then you know what? Go from there. If you don't like what bio stocks has to say, he's a sharp dude. Go upon maybe you'll find some other things for the bio, for bios. Again, let's leave it now. What's going on? AMD bearish, SE bearish. Let's go to accidentally chopped off KBH from the top left specs. So KBH is a home builder that was hot. So now he took it off because people took profits. But let's go. Whoa, what is that? Block. What is that? A magazine? Daily stuff? You can't have that. It's a professional site. KBH. So they're buying the home builders. I'm glad I got out of it. It was a trade. GameStop down 6% after a split. Let's use this right here. Russian minister, grain deal, put selling. That doesn't mean anything. It's too advanced right here. This was an hour ago, but I don't think much changed. Shop bullish. Got a little sloppy, doing earnings Friday. It's what Lewis says. That's actually what Lewis says. Looking good, but again, that's because of earnings. That's it. So I'm going to leave it at that. Good job, Lewis, really. I'm not going to yell at you for the Verizon. Where's Verizon? Where's Verizon? And like I said, Joe, or even Gerard, email me, man. You know what I mean? We're in for a marathon. I want a sprint. I'm glad you asked. Because we can get this stuff out of the way, and I want you to start, being with us than being, in the room. Verizon, maybe Lewis Wiz the weekly on Verizon. I get it. You know what I mean? You have to even go to a monthly on Verizon. Nah, it's not for me, Lewis. Not for me. But your stock selection is okay. I'll leave it there, guys, because I got to get a birthday present for my wife. If I don't, you know what happens. Good. All right, guys. Cheers. Leave all questions after lunch. I'm going to get the mobile hooked up better so I can be on the road a little bit more. Yeah, Joe, you want to stick to stocks? Right here. Ask me whatever you want. See? Stock room is that for, or whatever you want, man. Yeah, it is a happy life. She's happy, trust me. You know why she's happy? She isn't short. She's telling me why you're shorting. I said, stick to freaking doing what you do. Okay. Last thing, wall worries in check. Stop sharing. Okay. Bill. I don't spend too much time. Gold price is up. Lewis is right on the GOLD. It didn't make a lower low. Shopify, some calls. That was an hour ago. AFRM puts. This is my Twitter feed. So a spicy recession. Split. GME was up and now it's down. You know what? Let me look at that GameStop. As range, good price action and fundamental news. GME, not interested. You know what I mean? I don't even like the stock. I don't like the symbol. Is that being egotistical? Nah. The VIX isn't scared of bears today. VIX. Just a little pop now. All right, guys, I'll leave it at that. I'm thinking out loud. One day I'm just going to sign on at 11 and I'm not even going to talk. I'm going to talk to myself and I'll give you my process. And I'm going to act like act like no one's really even there anyway. I could talk to myself just as much as you, but I'm just sign on at 11. I'll say good morning. And I'm just going to go over my thing for like a half an hour. And you guys I'll just think out loud instead of pointing down the fundamentals. Wouldn't that be a good idea? Yeah, it would. All right, guys, have a good one. Enjoy the weekend. Guys, it's a marathon. Don't get frustrated. I'm still doing this after 26 years and still learning. Just trust the process. We're going to